Today's homeschool lesson plan involves being bossed around by the 1-year-old in the kitchen, a party in the garage, and holding a toddler for half the day. Welcome to another homeschool day in the life where I'm going to share what a real homeschool day looks like when juggling a toddler. I am super excited for this video because this is a collaboration between 3 other incredible YouTube homeschool mums too. We have Ariel from Blessed with Motherhood, Geraldine from Our Homeschool Table, and Hannah from Hannah Gravel. Over 4 days, each of us is uploading a new video all about how we homeschool while caring for babies and toddlers. So make sure to subscribe to each of their channels and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss their video. Hannah's is already up on her channel and Ariel and Geraldine's are coming soon. I have linked everyone's channel in the description below. On this particular homeschool morning, we decided to make pancakes, and as you can see, we had the usual struggles. She is at the age where she is very bossy. She is the baby, she's the youngest of 6, and so she thinks she runs our home. And until I have fully trained her and disciplined her, we do need to deal with tantrums and crying and clinginess every single day, and when it happens first thing in the morning, it can be quite challenging. Thankfully, we were all in quite a good mood this morning. Everyone was excited that we were having pancakes for breakfast, and so we decided to make that all together. It turns out she was actually crying because she was hungry, so I'm sure that we can all relate to her at this point. My 7 and 6-year-old are now at the age where they are getting quite confident in the kitchen. Ladies, I highly recommend if you have young children, get them involved in the kitchen. I am not a fan of cooking, and so there are a few things that my kids know how to make by themselves now, and it has been such a blessing in our home. After breakfast, we got straight into our Bible time. So this is where I read the Bible and we do scripture memory. Now, I used to do our morning time all at once. So we would sit down, start with our faith-based things like reading the Bible, and then we would get into our morning time like poetry and picture study and our grammar games and stuff. But I actually found that having food on the table while we were doing all these things was getting quite annoying, and so I have separated the two. What I like to do now is while the kids have breakfast, I will read a chapter of the Bible, and then we will practice scripture memory after they have finished eating, and then we will clear the table. The kids get dressed, make their beds, and then we meet back at the dining table to get into our proper morning time where we do our Charlotte Mason enrichment subjects. Was well on her way. My 3-year-old and 1-year-old get over morning time pretty quickly. I make them sit with us during our Bible reading, but they honestly have free reign after that. As you can see, I have already needed to stop our morning time to do a bit of correction. They were playing with the skateboard inside and they are not allowed to do that. They are aware of that. I had to pause and focus on correcting the behavior and teaching them. Ladies, if you have not started homeschooling yet, or even if you are struggling to homeschool because of the behavior of your children, I highly encourage you to focus on behavior and obedience in the beginning instead of academics, because when you instill the value of obedience and respect in our children, your homeschool lessons are going to feel so much more relaxed and calm and life-giving instead of feeling like every day is a fight against them. Look at my 1-year-old drawing on the table. I have to tell you guys how funny this is because I did not know she was doing that until I was editing the video, and she was caught red-handed. So after our morning time, I set my son up to do his math lesson. He is now using CTC Math, and I highly recommend that. We were using the Good and the Beautiful 3, but it got too difficult to convert the measurements from US measurements to Australian, and so since using that, it has been such a breath of fresh air for me because he can do his math on his own now, and I'm able to have a bit more spare time in the day. So while he was doing that, I went into the garage to get my workout done, and we basically just had a dance party. The kids love being in the garage while I work out, and they can get in the way sometimes, but it's worth it for them. They have so much fun. If you are new to homeschooling or still researching and feel like your brain is going to explode, I have been there too. That's why I created the Homeschool Reset, a free resource to help you cut the chaos and find your rhythm. In just 31 minutes, I will show you why so many parents struggle to keep a peaceful routine, how to get your kids engaged and curious without endless worksheets, why less curriculum can actually give you more learning, and the mindset shifts that separate the confident homeschoolers from the overwhelmed ones. You'll also get the PDF Reset Guide plus 3 powerful bonuses to help you start homeschooling the right way. And quick note, if you have a 4 to 7 year old and want step-by-step guidance to start homeschooling with clarity, calm, and confidence, my Homeschool Kickstart program is for you. Head to the links below to find out more about the Reset or the Homeschool Kickstart program. Let's get back to the video. Ready, there's yours. So after my workout, I put the kids' handwriting out on the table. All of my kids do handwriting through the Good and the Beautiful. So we have my 7-year-old, 6-year-old, 5-year-old, and my soon-to-be 4-year-old. They got started on that while I had a quick shower after my workout, and then we came back to do our independent lessons. You can't expect them to want to play with you if you're being mean too. Do you understand that? While I was in the shower, the kids did end up fighting, and so once I got out, again, I needed to take the time to correct the behavior, get my kids to apologize to each other and make up. This is really big in our family. We are okay and give grace when conflict happens because that is just a normal part of life. However, what is most important is what happens after the conflict has happened. Are my children apologizing? Are they admitting their mistakes? Are they repenting and healing the relationship? So we had a snack platter for lunch, and then I put the baby down for a nap. So I do try to get our independent studies done while the baby is sleeping. Some days I spend this time working if we get things done a bit early in the day. If not, I do like to use this time to focus on my older kids because their work can be a little bit more challenging. However, on this specific day, we had already gotten a lot done and we were just flying through the day, which was incredible. So I ended up doing a nature study with my children. At the moment, we are just going through Julia Rothman's Nature Anatomy book. All we do is read a few pages and then we will sketch out a picture.
So first we start.
Just like, so insects, they all have the same body parts. They look different, but they have So I have really enjoyed this. It is such a great bonding time with my children, and mamas, I highly recommend if you do nature study or even anything, even like art, do it with them. Do your own artworks. Have your own nature notebook. It makes the kids so much more engaged when they see you doing it yourself. Plus it's easier to teach because the kids are able to follow the steps that I take when I sketch out the painting, and then we will label the parts, mark it out with a proper marker, and then finally we watercolor it so that the entire page is beautiful. I am not good at art, guys. It is something I really want to get better at. Like, my drawings look like they are done by a 3-year-old, I can admit that. But since doing this myself, it's only been a few lessons. Already my own artworks are getting better. And so, mamas, I just encourage you, get involved if you can. I am not that type of mum who likes doing things with my children. I do not like playing. But when I do put the time in to actually get involved with them, it just brings so much joy to them. So I did end up putting a documentary about butterflies on for them. They watched this for 20 minutes while I did a bit of social media work on the couch, but they get over documentaries pretty quickly, which is always a bonus. So I turned that off, and then my older kids did their independent reading, and I did a read aloud with my younger two. This is a preschooler, he is nearly 4, and my 5-year-old is in kindy. So we read a caterpillar book, again trying to stay on theme. This month we are doing like insects because we are heading into spring soon. Even though it is still August here in Australia, it's pretty much spring. Like, the birds are swooping because they are building nests. It's heating up already, and so I try to stick to a theme for each month of the year, and it makes homeschool really, really fun. So with my year 1 girl, she does 10 minutes of independent reading. Sometimes she goes for 20 if she gets into it, but with my year 2 student, I do make him do 20 minutes of independent reading. However, throughout the day, he gets into his own books too, which is such a blessing. I have also recently started doing 10 minutes of piano lessons with my 6-year-old girl. She is really eager to learn, and so we use the Voberg Music Academy. If you guys want a discount, I highly recommend them. They are incredible. I will leave the discount code in the description box below, as well as the links.
Yeah. So make sure you got one finger on each note. Imagine you're holding the board.
While my 1-year-old is napping, this is my time to get the things done that require more brain work. So I will usually work around this time, or I focus on doing the harder subjects with my children. But once she does wake up, we all miss her so much. She is everyone's favorite. We do spend a bit of time with her. After spending a bit of time with her, I did do language arts with my 2 older children, and that was our day. We just enjoyed the rest of it together, playing, cuddling on the couch. So if you enjoyed this video and it was helpful or insightful to you, please subscribe, like this video. Don't forget to head over to Ariel's channel from Blessed with Motherhood. Her video is being uploaded tomorrow, so don't forget to subscribe to her.
No. This one.
I'd love to know how old your own baby or toddler is in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.